Eventually, that will take its toll, and especially so for a man at 41 who's moving up in weight. As Darren was saying, Safar looking clearly the bigger man.
Ooh, could hear that one.
It's that punch resistant that leaves you first. But you look at the record, 29 KOs, double the fight that Safar's had. So that is the last thing that leaves. But can he get it into play? It's kind of overreaching with the right hand a little bit, not really fully rotating into the shot either, Kovalev. Still very early though.
Well, he's coming off a 2-year layoff, Barry. You got to imagine there's going to be some ring rust, even though he has so much experience.
No, of course there really is, and that's why, you know, if he can establish a jab, that'll give him the confidence and be able to work off that.
Downstairs again goes Safar with the right hand. Safar has stopped his last 3 opponents in 9 of his last 10. He wants a KO here, and what a resume builder it would be if you could crush the crusher.
Yeah, he means business here for sure, Safar. He really, really fancies this. He knows the opportunity in front of him. This is massive. This is a big pot of gold. To get the scalp, the name of Kovalev on his record, he can really push on to big things. He's got to try and find the range, find the target, the home for his own jab, Safar, as well. Good work downstairs.
Neither's done massive amounts of work here.
Strong, not strong. You need to throw more jabs, keep them at the distance, okay? And when you're inside, keep doing those little punches, keep punching.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Coming up next, there is
Seconds out.
Turki Al-Sheikh's favorite fighter. It's Chamberlain getting set to take on Wahab. That should be a fun one, but right now we've got Sergey Kovalev, the 41-year-old, back in action for the first time in 2 years. Darren, you're 41. What would happen if you stepped into the ring right now?
42 tomorrow, unfortunately. But I can't think of anything worse than getting in the ring, so fair play to Kovalev. But I'm telling you, his best days look way behind him right now. Still got beautiful jab, as Barry's pointed out, but this is going to be difficult for him, I feel. You can see the confidence in Safar already.
And the reason why he's had 2 knockouts in his last 5 fights, when you get older or stale or you lose it, it's not so much the resistance, it's the vision goes. You don't see the punch coming until it's too late. And the punch you don't see are the ones that knock you out, of course.
41 years old, 2020, Barry.
Hey, so your birthday is actually going to happen while we're on the air tonight. We'll pass midnight.
Look forward to my gift. Yeah, look, you can see the time in the distance is way off for Kovalev right now.
I don't think either one's having massive success, to be fair.
I'm just looking at the body language of Safar, and I prefer his.
Ooh. Mike, when I watched the Canelo-Alvarez fight, for the first 10 rounds, it almost felt like a sparring match. You getting that same sense here?
Yeah, but I think also sometimes Canelo can make it look like that.
Yeah.
And what he's doing is really making his opponent think and therefore work.
Little shot after the referee yelled break, which Kovalev didn't appreciate.
Yeah, he didn't like that one.
No. Back in the day, you'd be like, "Oh, you don't want to get him mad, do you?"
You'd have to run after that.
Barry, do you remember when he was in his prime and literally it was like, who will step up and fight this guy?
I was ringside. I called the fight when he won the world title against Nathan Cleverly in Cardiff back in 2013. And we thought it was a 50-50 fight. Cathy Duval was almost laughing, thinking that you couldn't believe it when we were talking to her the night before. And he was destructive. And Nathan Cleverly, a real tough guy, could take a really good shot, and he blasted it. It was unbelievable. He made that arena silent. So I've been a big fan ever since.
I remember being ringside that night, and there was genuine shock at the brutality of it.
What were you doing that night, Darren?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Todd. I was in Atlantic City. I was watching that contest in my hotel room before making my way to the venue to win the world title. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, I always said, that's your birthday gift. I just teed it up for you.
Keep doing what you're doing in the clinch. Okay? Keep hurting him with that left hand. Keep going, keep going. You have his nose already all busted up, so keep using the jab. Don't waste, when you're in the clinch, don't waste too much energy wrestling. Deep breath. That was a good round. Okay, keep it up. There you go. This is gonna be the key, okay? This is the jab.
We continue live here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The countdown continues to our main event.
Corners, 10
the undisputed
seconds.
heavyweight championship of the world. It's Ring of Fire.
Seconds out. Round 3.
Well, Mike, we're headed into the third round. What are you seeing from Kovalev so far?
Well, as Darren and Barry have been saying, clearly, you know, there's something missing from the crusher of old, but also to pick up on what Barry said, there's been no really significant success over the first 6 minutes.
And he milked every second out of that stool before he got up.
Yeah, there was a couple of good body shots from Safar at the end of the second round. Straight rights to the body. I felt Kovalev may have felt them momentarily. So I think that the body shots are starting to take effect. He landed some good shots of his own to the body, Kovalev.
And of course, Kovalev and controversy go hand in hand. He was supposed to face Bektemir Melikuziev back in 2021, but the fight was canceled because Kovalev tested positive for synthetic testosterone. So he served his sentence, so to speak, and is now trying to reclaim some of his former glory.
But he hasn't come into the ring with a man full of confidence. You know,
oh,
shot.
Man. Well, he's staying in the line of fire, so to speak, not shying away from the contact. And we're only in round 3, but Robin Safar has only fought past round number 6 twice, so you would think if his fitness holds up, the edge would go to Kovalev in the later rounds.
Yeah, it's just the timeout. It's a long timeout, but he does have experience in abundance, but he take a good left hook earlier. Leg seemed to stiffen for a second.
He's having a good little spell here, though, until that little right hand, left hand to the body there from Safar. Safar's not sitting on that back foot now when he's edging forward, so Kovalev's having a bit more success to land on the target.
Of course, one of the most famous returns in their 40s was by George Foreman, who came back to win the heavyweight championship of the world, Mike. You remember that, of course.
Yeah, for sure, against Michael Moorer with that amazing right hand, and still holds the distinction as the oldest heavyweight champion.
He's a funny puncher, Kovalev, because he doesn't put loads into the shot.
Oh, boy! He just got clipped big time by Safar and is on the back pedal. And let's see if Robin can do more damage here.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Well timed, good accuracy. The legs definitely stiffened that time from Kovalev. He's regrouped well, though, but good success. Something to build on again for Safar.
It's nice, Safar, when he gets you close, rip that uppercut right through the middle. Just dip the legs in them, so you get a bit lower, and you can push up through that guard there at Kovalev. He covers up, but there's a gap through the middle.
Yeah, and downstairs as well.
Some water. I know you see his punches in slow motion, all right? But don't let him establish that jab. That's his only hope, okay? I think he got a little cut right there, a little bit. Maybe starting to get some extra grease right there. Ray, this is what you do, baby, all day, every day. Whatever you feel, he feel worse. Because you're going to that body real good on him, all right? Stay behind your jab and keep getting close to him, all right?
Yes. I got you.
What's your time, champ?
It is our time, bro.
More?
Corners, 10 seconds.
He got about 2 more rounds.
You heard the corner there saying he's got about 2 more rounds. Before that, they said you should see his punches coming because they're in slow motion.
Yeah, they're not as quick as they used to be. Both breathing heavy in the corner.
Still miles to go before they sleep. We're in round 4, scheduled for 10. Oh. Man, those body shots.
Right hand there from Kovalev.
Barry, in the gym, how do you prepare for body shot? I see some guys taking a medicine ball. I see other guys hanging by a bar while people punch him in the stomach. Sergio Morris said he didn't do any of that stuff. What did you used to do?
Well, it was medicine balls for us, but I'm from a day where all the modern equipment wasn't even invented. So, it was all medicine ball work and sit-ups and also, but it's conditioning. So you work the body in sparring. You get used to it. But mainly, you protect yourself. You keep your shape. You keep your elbows in tight, and that helps you.
You can't ask me and Barry. We've both got drops in our world title fights with body shots.
Well, let's check in with Chris Mannix.
Yeah, Todd, when Sergey Kovalev was at his peak at the light heavyweight division, that right hand was his primary weapon. But over the years, really beginning with that Andre Ward fight, his body has been softened up so much that he's very reluctant now at this stage to let the right hand go. And watch him in this fight. Every time he releases that right hand, he pulls it back ultra quickly so he's not exposing that right guard.
Thank you, Chris Mannix. I know a lot of people watching would like to land some body shots on Mannix after some of his scorecards. It's not a glamorous job, is it, scoring fights?
You can see what Safar, he's continuing, he just keeps creeping forward. He's trying to put a dent in Kovalev's engine, that's for sure.
Oh, massive right hand. Safar literally jumped off the canvas to land it.
He's in trouble here, Kovalev. I'm telling you, that really shook him up. Safar got to put his foot in the gas now.
I'm surprised that didn't put Kovalev down. And now he's in retreat mode. Oh, again to the body.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
We've been talking a lot about Kovalev, but Mike, what are you seeing from Safar?
Where I think this is impressive here tonight, we spoke in the last fight about Michael Sykes. Don't forget, the build-up this week would have been something he's never had to experience. So he's had to bring that to the ring. And also, even though we're saying this is not the Kovalev of old, he's being made to work, I'd suspect, like he hasn't been in his career so far, and made to think also.
Good shot, good right hand to the body there. That's a foul.
Left hook. Got to keep that right hand up, Kovalev.
Yeah.
Again, he's bending his legs more now, isn't he, Safar? It's so much difference then with the leverage on his shots and also being able to throw to the body and come back up there because he's getting some momentum with the work.
These are worrying signs for me for Kovalev.
Another blockbuster coming your way on DAZN as Jesse Bam Rodriguez challenges El Gallo Juan Francisco Estrada for the WBC Super Flyweight title on June 29th in Glendale, Arizona. Barry, who do you have in this one?
Oh man, please don't say that to me. That's got a fight to the other all over it, by the way. I'm gonna go for the younger Bam.
Speaking of Bam, how about that shot from Safar, Darren?
Yeah, beautiful shot. Definitely stunned Kovalev.
Like
big shot. I mean, he's done well to stay on his feet.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about punch resistance and it diminishing. You see the body shot as well, just before the left hook.
And they're the worst, the ones when you're throwing, you get caught as well because you got your weight coming forward under the shot.
And Barry, to get back to Bam Rodriguez, we called his last fight against Sonny Edwards. That was one of those fun fights I've ever had the privilege to call, and I know you were just blown away by Rodriguez's performance.
I mean, I've been a fan of his for a long time, and I know how great Sonny is, and what a great fight that was. The whole night was just fantastic, and he really showed up. And I think we know he's a star, but now he's picking off the older, guaranteed Hall of Famers, and he's going after every one of them.
Yeah, and Mike, what do you think's next for Sonny Edwards?
Well, we've got Sonny Edwards facing the Mexican who pulled off a massive shock in Monaco last year when he knocked out Nonshinga, the South African. The South African gained revenge in the rematch, and now Sonny Edwards is up against Adrian Curio next time out.
Sonny Edwards, obviously a very entertaining fighter.
That's a good fight for Sonny as well. We'll digress onto this fight, but it's a good fight for him to come back with high quality, can show he's still got plenty in the locker, and then get back in the mix with all those great names around his division.
Let's see if the Crusher can get back into this fight.
A couple of good examples of what Chris Mannix was saying already in this 5th round with the right hand. Just pulling the shot, just not committing to the right hand. He's thrown a couple of uppercuts, but he's so reluctant to really turn through the shot.
And also, as the power carried up in the weight, that's another question. And everything, when you're younger, you just fire naturally quicker, don't you? You know, you twitch a little bit faster from the hips and the shoulders.
You know, Mike, back in the day, there were fighters that would get in there with Kovalev and would just be happy to survive the 12 rounds. It's starting to kind of feel like Kovalev might be going into survival mode himself.
And that takes us back to another point when you asked me about, you know, the impression of Safar so far. Don't forget, in the build-up here, we can all write Crusher off, but look at that name recognition I was talking about in the fan zone as they made their way to the ring. 83% thought he was going to win this. So this is one of those occasions where the young prospect, or the up-and-coming prospect, has had to deal with the reputation as well as the opponent.
That can freeze you, can't it? By the time the bell goes, you just realise, well, I'm up against a guy who was being one of the best when he was at his peak.
That's why I think I was so impressed with Safar in that opening round. Just ripped that up straight to the centre of the ring and really wanted to put his mark in this contest.
And you've got to believe if Kovalev is not successful tonight, he doesn't have the type of personality that wants to be a gatekeeper or just to fight on, just to fight. You feel like this would be the end of the road for him.
Yeah, and that would be sad to see, Todd. I don't want to see this guy getting beat week in, week out by guys that he would have destroyed in his prime.
I would just say, though, Safar hasn't been able to make a bigger impression in this round. Let's make a note of that. I don't think Kovalev's doing that great either, but Safar, I thought he would have put his foot in the gas and really forced the pace.
Watch your head, Robin, watch your head.
Joe Cordina, the IBF champion of the world, puts his super featherweight title on the line against Anthony Cacace later tonight. Barry, what's that fight gonna look like?
I think this is an absolutely fantastic fight. It really is. You've got Cordina, who's not only showed he has power, not only shown he has that will to win, where he can great determination, but also the beautiful skill also.
I mean, future pound for pound star for me, Jair Opataya. He's got a tough fight in Maurice Bradis, who is fighting to continue his career. But again, like Kovalev, 2 years out of the ring, it's going to be a tough task for the veteran.
Corners, 10
soaking up the
seconds.
atmosphere. I love fighters that come out, have a seat, and watch some of the earlier bouts. You don't see many do that.
Seconds out. Round 6.
Round 6, and as Barry said, Safar really didn't build any momentum in that last round after a fantastic 4th.
That might just be a lack of experience, or just a lack of trust in maybe in your engine.
Yep, the one area that Kovalev has a massive edge is experience.
Yeah, he'll know how to manage a round and fit his way through it if he's under pressure. Good left hook there from Kovalev.
Caught him coming in. Crowd still filing in here to Kingdom Arena. It is completely sold out, has been for a few days. I mentioned this during our pre-show. The buzz for this event has been off the charts. Almost every electronic billboard driving up and down the interstates here has the poster of Fury and Usyk.
The weigh-in was as good as I've been to.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. They were loud, it was packed out, there was more people coming. And then I seen how busy it was, and then all of a sudden I looked around, and there was like another 300 people behind me.
Robin.
But Kovalev, I was trying to say earlier, Kovalev's one of those punchers.
Oh, nice left hook. Sorry, Barry.
Doesn't look like he punches hard or fast, but he knocks so many people out like that, or certainly did in his peak. Just the natural timing of the shot, the heavy-handedness.
Someone's got to put the foot on the gas here, get to work. I mean, Safar, the younger man, got an opportunity here to really turn some heads, make some noise. I think it's he's the one that's got to go. Got to let your hands go. 2 free phases, 2 free shots, go again. This cannot continue like this. If you want to make some noise, make your reputation greater than it is, you need to get to work. This is better. Keep going, Safar.
Meanwhile, Kovalev's trying to fight off his back foot. Safar, who looks, geez, at least 10 pounds heavier on fight night, trying to put his body weight on Kovalev and wear the veteran down.
See that right hand that Kovalev took there? It won the heavy shot, but it was really flush in his face, and they drain your engine, don't they? Just empty your tank just a little bit.
Mouthpiece came out. Catches a breather. Oh boy, he's sucking up as much oxygen as he can.
And Kovalev was doing the same in the neutral corner. Both breathing heavy.
A lot of punches are landing, but you don't just see the big shot like we saw in the fourth.
Need more volume as well from both. Too many singles.
Here's a good one.
Yeah, just a little bit with the fingers. He didn't quite turn his hand on a shot there, Safar. There's a bit of work there from Kovalev. He's had little pockets of success here, I think.
So 4 rounds to go here from Saudi Arabia.
How you feel? Okay? You got the experience to pull this off, okay? You gotta do it, okay?
Negative boxing, man. Just stay on my work him. And then once you hurt him with something nice, a lot of cartwheels and stuff like that, short shots, then you can take a measurement and see what's open, okay? But I don't want him stealing with these little tiny pity pats that he's hitting you with, okay? Deep breaths.
Corners, 10
I
seconds.
want every one of these rounds. Okay?
Mike, I know you're
Second
not scoring
point.
this fight right
Round
now, but
7.
are we maybe not giving Kovalev enough credit?
Yeah, possibly, but I do think that the more significant work and the busier work has been done by Safar.
So round 7, and I mentioned earlier, Safar has only been past round 6 twice against Demetrius Banks, who he knocked out in the 8th round, and Denis Grachev, who he also finished in round 8. Kovalev, on the other hand, has fought 10 or more rounds 7 times. Kovalev's last fight took place back in May of 2022, 2 years ago. Beat Tervel Puliev by a unanimous decision. Wasn't really challenged in that bout, but he certainly is tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't a good spectacle, that one. And I think his half here. I mean, look, he's having success in patches, but it's just a shame to see him diminish the way he has. I mean, look, every fighter gets to that stage in their career, but...
Well, Barry, even if Kovalev somehow does win this fight, this was supposed to be a showcase for him to show that he can still compete at an elite level.
Yeah, to sell his brand, wasn't it? To move on to a bigger fight, of course, and you know, and bigger money. So yeah, but listen, I don't think the power's come up the weight. I think that's one thing. And with him, it was the timing that gave him the power. When you get older, your timing it doesn't line up quite often, and I think that's the case here. And you're never going to have a great engine at 40, but then you had a 27. That's a fact.
Safar sat down on that punch. Hasn't done that in a while. Safar making his first appearance in Saudi Arabia. He's fought California, New Jersey, Florida, Illinois, and Mexico, and of course his home country of Sweden.
Just getting too close as well, Safar. I know he's trying to put the weight on Kovalev and tire him out, but he's just smothering his own work. What he needs to do is just step back half a step and take a little turn to the right, and then he can rip that left uppercut or hook right through the centre of the guard there, Kovalev.
Just like, it's as if he can't do it quick enough.
Yeah.
And Kovalev just moves away, doesn't he? That is definitely the right thing for Safar to be doing.
But to be honest, I don't think he needs to do it quick. I think because you've got the guy there looking to grab those rests when he can. I think you can afford just to take that little step, take your time with it.
Credit to Kovalev. I mean, he's kept moving.
Again, with the fingers of the glove, it sounded good. It was a scoring shot, but he's not turning his hands over so far to get the purchase that he needs.
Yeah, he didn't really punch through the target either, does it? As soon as it hits Kovalev, the punch stops, doesn't fully rotate. That's better, tapping upstairs, dropping to the body. Just a little predictable from Safar. Just tap upstairs, we'll set some traps.
That left hook landed for Safar. Kovalev's chin was snapped to the right. Ooh, late shot there. Hey, a lot of celebrities here for this event, including Ray Donovan's Liev Schreiber, who's with Emily Austin.
It has been 25 years since we've had an undisputed heavyweight champion, but tonight's the night that we get another one. What do you think we should be expecting tonight, and who do you think will keep that title?
Fireworks. It's going to be an incredible night. Such extraordinary champions, both men. I'm partial as a grandson of Ukrainian immigrants. My heart's with Usyk tonight, but Tyson Fury is also an incredible champion, heart of a lion, and he looks to be in fantastic shape. You know, in many ways, in my mind, it's a foregone conclusion, but I think if Tyson can keep him on the end of that jab and at
10
distance,
seconds.
he's got a chance.
Wow, so even with the Ukrainian bias, you still think...
Seconds out, round 8.
All right, so here we go. Round 8, just 3 left. And it feels like, and well, let's be honest, looks like Safar is in the lead here. But again, that name recognition of Sergey Kovalev might get the benefit of the doubt in some of those close rounds.
Yeah, you've got to give the guy who's trying to make the fight, who's not always the guy who's coming forward, but he's giving the impression he's doing the better work. And Kovalev has his bit of success. He has done some good shots of his own, but nothing's made a dent in Safar, and he just looks the fresher of the two, doesn't he, the younger man?
Yeah, and he's the one being proactive. He's really trying to force the fight and make things happen. And that's a shot I feel he's neglected. That right hand to the body, Safar. Start downstairs, finish upstairs.
Well, again, this was supposed to be a showcase fight for Kovalev. You look at this version of him, Mike. How would you see him doing against a Zurdo Ramirez or a Jayo Pataya?
Yeah, I was just thinking that because Chris Mannix was saying in the build-up how there was talk of Kovalev wanting to win this and then go on to take on Ramirez, but there's no mileage in that on the evidence of what we're seeing here.
As the famous American broadcaster Howard Cosell said about Muhammad Ali in his last fight, Muhammad Ali is learning even he cannot be forever young. And 41-year-old Sergey Kovalev appears to just have too many miles on the odometer.
But what do you just settle for now, just getting to the end of the fight, or do you just think if this is going to be my last fight, let me have a go now at the end. Let me try and show that power that I had. Can I pull it out of the bag? And get that win, and then people forget about the performance. They just remember the results.
You're right, especially in this Instagram era where it's just a 5-second clip online. You see Kovalev score a knockout, and you go, man, put him in there with Zurdo.
But I don't think the power's carried up. I think, and that's due to timing, of course. And he just doesn't have the zest of a younger man just to pull the trigger quick enough.
And it's the reason as well. What's the reason to continue boxing? There's obviously money, I feel, for Kovalev. But you also need good people around you. People to say, look, you're a legend of the sport. What you've done is fantastic. Maybe, look, let's try something else. This is the hurt business at the end of the day. At 41, you don't need to be taking these shots anymore. Not from guys that you would have wiped the floor with in your prime.
Well, Barry, how hard was it for you to say goodbye to the sport you love so much?
Oh, it's quite easy, mate.
Was it?
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah, I was no Kovalev, unfortunately.
Well, it's all he knows since he was a young boy. Just dreamed of being a world champion, and quite frankly was one of the best Russia has produced. And still to come tonight, here from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the first undisputed heavyweight fight in 25 years. And hey, Saturday we'll be in the city of brotherly love. Jerome Boots Ennis in his DAZN debut, taking on a very tough match in Crowley.
I mean, what a fighter Ennis is. I mean, there's signings and there's very good signings, and Ennis is exactly that. Cowley can fight, but I think this is a showcase for Ennis to show how great of a fighter he is, and a future pound-for-pound star.
No Terence Crawford's gone up. That's his division to take over, I feel. I really do.
Mike, Eddie Hearn has said that he believes Boots Ennis is a future top-of-the-line, pound-for-pound star. You buying that?
Well, there's pressure on this fight because, as Barry and Darren have said, Crowley is, you know, a more than able opponent, and we can get a very good gauge of where Boots Ennis is.
That happens at Philadelphia's Wells Fargo Center. They've sold a load of tickets from what I've been told, and it's not easy to sell tickets in that town, despite being the home of Rocky Balboa, believe it or not. Have you been to that statue before?
I haven't, but it's on my bucket list.
It's really cool, just so nostalgic. And of course, the original Rocky, Joe Frazier from Philly, got his statue not too long ago, right outside the Wells Fargo Arena, so good for him. We're in round 9. And to go back to that George Foreman-Michael Moore fight, Mike, Foreman said he was setting up one big punch the whole fight, and he landed it. Maybe that's what Kovalev is going to do here in the 9th or 10th.
Yeah, but I think I'm in league with Barry here, that the power doesn't seem to have moved up.
Not at all. And again, because he was the puncher who never really dug down in the canvas and pushed through it. He was just natural, wasn't he? Yeah, and that's timing, and he hasn't got it now. But let's not forget that Safar's done this. No, he's pushed the pace. He's closed the gap on Kovalev, and in the early rounds, he sat on that back foot and took away the jab for a little while.
Yeah, and he's never looked starstruck in there. A lot of guys will do that. You face a big-name fighter you've watched growing up, and it takes you a while to get going, but he came out at the opening bell and really went right after the crusher.
And I think Safar could have done a lot more.
I do. I think he's trying to go through the gears now.
There's a left hook from Kovalev. Safar walks through it.
Just got to learn to roll with the shots, Safar, because I think he's naturally a volume puncher. If he gets fitter, but he just needs to roll with the shots.
You know, I feel like Safar's going for that knockout you guys were asking for, and that's good for him. And he's got Kovalev's head bouncing around. And the legs seem a little unsure as well.
Has to go again, has to build in this, keep working, keep working. They don't even have to be heavy shots, just volume. Keep putting the shots out.
Where's the urgency here from Safar? He landed with a beautiful uppercut then, he ripped the head of a Kovalev.
You know, that's Chris Mannix's pet peeve. He wants guys, when you have someone in trouble, don't load up on shots, just pepper him to death and force the referee to make a decision.
I'm in agreement at times. You know, just a volume of punches sometimes can do the job.
Nice uppercut and on the inside as Safar switches stances momentarily.
If he can change gears here now, Safar, I think he's on Kovalev where he needs him, where he wants him. If he can change gears, I think he can get the stoppage.
So Kovalev will survive round 9, but will he have his last stand in the 10th?
Yeah, it was a good round. Really, really good round for Safar. Definitely tried his best to get the stoppage in that round. Just at times he just smothered his own work, but he didn't load up. He was looking for the shots, head, body, hooks. You can see the success he was having. Credit to Kovalev, still in there, still trying his best. But I feel this round, this 10th round, will be the last time we ever see Sergey Kovalev in a boxing ring.
Yes. You got this, baby. Turn it up. He want to quit, baby. He want to quit.
10 seconds.
Give me one. You understand? Give him a reason to quit, baby. Come on.
Second sight.
Is this the final 3 minutes of Sergey Kovalev's career? It's always sad to see a former champion forced out of the game, but this may be it, unless Kovalev can somehow summon one final right hand.
It would be remarkable.
There's been no signs of that. No. For the last 9 rounds, and you just can't see it, can you? And Safar now needs to stay disciplined. You still got to. You can't be sitting back too much now and give Kovalev the chance to get that leverage in the shots. So you got to keep pushing the pace. Just don't make any silly mistakes. Don't leave your chin out there. Keep rolling underneath the shots if you can. There for Kovalev.
I love that Safar's not just going to cruise control here. He's going for the gusto.
Yeah,
that's
lovely good work there. Little shimmy of the shoulder there to throw the right hand.
I think there's a lot to work with Safar. I think he does a lot good. I think he'll take a lot of confidence from this. I think getting 10 rounds in the bag will be a big thing for him and his experience.
Yeah, psychologically, Darren, I think that will be really important. Hadn't been beyond 8 rounds before tonight, and he's still boxing at a good pace.
Yeah, Barry, how much of this is Safar being good, and how much of it is Kovalev being shot?
Timing's everything in sport, and I think this is just mad perfectly for Safar, hasn't it? You know, Kovalev isn't the force he once was, and Safar's probably...
Oh, big right hand. How did Kovalev eat that one? Hey, his chin is still there, guys.
But this is where Safar's got to follow up with that now. You saw that right hand, you've turned the body back and come through with the left hook.
Safar's got to be thinking, why is this old man still in here with me?
So he hasn't taken his power up with him, but he's taken a decent chin up to the cruiserweight division.
You got to credit his courage, guys. The skills aren't quite there, the power's not, but the heart is 100% still ticking in this tough Russian with 30 seconds to go, and now he has a little bit of success. Wouldn't you like to just see him have some success here the last 20 seconds? Just have one final fireworks display for us.
But you know what, Todd? That's a bad thing for him because he'll still want to carry on after.
Yeah.
What a massive, destructive right hand from Robin Safar.
6.
Huge shot from Safar.
And Kovalev answers the bell for probably the last time in his career. Robin Safar with a fantastic final round.
Doesn't know where he is, Kovalev. That was a massive shot. He just got a little greedy there. He knew this is possibly going to be his last few seconds in a professional boxing ring. He started letting his hands go. The chin was high, and it was a huge shot from Safar. You can see what it means to him and his team. Big win.
If Safar, he could have done that earlier.
Yeah.
So that's good for him because you can criticise actually him almost knocking out Sergey Kovalev. The fact that he could have done that earlier in the round. If he can work on his engine a bit more about going through the gears a bit quicker, he's a much better fighter. He beat a man past himself by day. He beat a shadow of a former fantastic champion, but he just beat a man with a big name in the world boxing, a big name in the division, and that will elevate him towards maybe where he doesn't maybe belong, but he get the opportunity now for another bigger fight and a bigger opportunity.
You talk about guys going out on their shield. You got to give Kovalev credit because he did try to do something there in the 10th, and he stood up after being knocked down. He made it the distance, just barely.
Yeah, no quit in that man. What a warrior, what a fighter. But please, please, let this be the last time we see him in the ring. But look, getting greedy, hands high. He took one shot, and then that second one was explosive. There's the first shot. You see the right hand just follow through. Round that left hand of Kovalev, dropped heavy. See the reaction from us for here. He was hurt, but like I said, warrior through and through. There was no chance he was staying down from that shot.
But Danny, he took a load of those throughout the fight, and it didn't budge him. But once fatigue sets in, again, the vision, you don't quite see it, and your body can't brace yourself for it, and then you become an easy target to knock over.
It's quite poignant, I think, that the last swing of a glove was the right hand that did so much damage throughout his career, and it missed. But he was trying right to the end.
And he wanted his viral Instagram moment. He got it in the last second, didn't he?
And that's all people will remember, Todd. You're right. You know, he gets the win, but he almost stopped him. If there's 10 more seconds on the clock, and he wins the fight by TKO or a KO even, and so yeah, that goes out, and that sells him and elevates him to a bigger platform. And good for him. Really good for him. You know, that's a big. Even though Kovalev's not what he was, and what Mike was saying about the whole experience, he never have seen it before. The press conferences, all the workouts, the press, the media, all that attention is pressure.
And dealing with that reputation.
Oh yeah, good, yes.
All this time building up, I'm facing Sergey Kovalev.
Well, Oscar Collazo will make his third defense of the WBO World Minimum Weight title when he faces Gerardo Zapata on Friday, June 7th, live on DAZN, where you get over 150 fight nights a year. Just to be clear, that fight did not end by knockout. The bell saved Kovalev, so it is a decision, and we will get it momentarily from Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Victor Laughlin scores it 97-92. Judge Howard Foster scores it 99-90. And Judge Lee Every scores it 95-94. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Robin Safar!
So Robin Safar gets the biggest win of his career so far by beating Sergey Kovalev. But guys, let's just take a quick moment to reflect on Kovalev. Mike, when you look back at his career, what's the one moment you'll think about the Crusher?
Well, for me, it's the first time I really got sight of him in the UK when he beat Nathan Cleverly. There'd been a lot of talk about him, and there were the naysayers who were telling us that maybe he can't be as good as everybody's saying he is. He can't be as powerful as everybody is saying he is. But against Nathan Cleverly, he was so brutal that night. It was absolutely shocking to see him produce that kind of performance. I know he went on to beat bigger names, but that night in Cardiff, I won't forget that one.
Same for me, because I was ringside, but also that first Andre Ward fight. Andre Ward, an all-time great, an absolute wizard in the ring, so clever. And he pushed him, and it was close and very controversial. A lot of people thought Kovalev won that night, and to even get that